Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network aka QNT. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So we are going to be starting with this tweet from SonNL11. He is talking about Oracle and the adoption cycle for QNT within the Oracle blockchain area. I think that this is a substantial area to focus on. We've been talking about Oracle for a very long time. I mean, this is not like a new company or anything like that, but I do think that this partnership could balloon to astronomical levels. We do see hundreds and soon thousands of enterprises and Fortune 500 companies will utilize Oracle blockchain, QNT, the main interoperability supplier levels. And you know what's funny about this is that you look at some of these tokens in this space, and there's just so much nonsense out there. I mean, to be completely honest with you, like a large portion of this market is built upon, speculation. With Quant, there really is no speculation. There's no, all right, I wonder if it is going to be utilized. Like, I see a lot of questions within my Quant content, and it's like mostly centered around how will QNT, the token, be utilized. We debunked this many times. I think that the QNT token has astronomical levels of utility behind it compared to most of the tokens in the space that have hit 10, 100, 200, 300, 500 billion dollars market cap. And I know that there's not a lot of them that have hit 500 billion dollars market cap. There's really only one. You guys can probably do the math there. But to me, when we really kind of look at the future of QNT, I just don't see a world where QNT is not a $1 trillion market cap token. And it's not me being biased or anything like that, or me wanting it to be a $1 trillion market cap asset. It's just the fact that, like, when we look at where Quant is positioned with a lot of these major companies and even banking clients, there's just no way that we're not seeing adoption of Overledger, with, of course, QNT being the power source basically behind it. It's just going to be an astronomical amount of volume and value being transacted, and QNT is going to be hoarded by a lot of these major players that are utilizing Overledger. And Oracle is the main one that we have focused on for a while. And we actually do see down here, and this is from the chief architect at Oracle Blockchain Platform. Not sure our hundreds of Oracle Blockchain Platform customers would agree. If you're still in the talking or advising phase, you are 2 to 3 years behind, at least in enterprise blockchain applications. I'll take a pass on the crypto NFT mania to own a JPEG. And he's really just kind of talking about the overall adoption phase here around crypto. And when we actually look up here, this is the Juniper Research Competitor Leaderboard, Blockchain Vendors, Disruptors, and Challengers. You do see the product and also positioning, and then we do see down at the bottom capacity, capability, and then you do see the leading challengers and then the established leaders. And Oracle is one of the established leaders. You do see like the disruptors and challengers over here, the leading challengers. Like, these are the ones that are still in like the planning phase, if you will. But Oracle is centered right by, some major players in this, space, like Accenture, Consensus, R3, IBM, and even Infosys. So, again, Oracle has always been a giant around this space. I also do think that Oracle is probably one of the biggest breadcrumbs to many, many larger breadcrumbs, specifically around the enterprise and Fortune 500 area. So shout out to SonNL for that. Again, thank you for that incredible insights. But also, over here, we do see another connection to Oracle, or another tweet about it from Crypto's Quamfi. And we do see just a reminder that QNT got mentioned on LinkedIn and Twitter by Oracle with over 10 million plus followers. Even Oracle believes in QNT, yet people keep sleeping on it. The future is bright. And again, like, this is kind of playing into the idea that, like, this market is, but with don't need to speculate at all. Like, Oracle is a massive giant. This is a huge cloud-based, company that has nearly 1 million followers, and truly something special, to say the least, that, like, this alone should provide you the value proposition behind QNT as a token, but also the value proposition behind Quant as well. And even down here, we do see, like, not just that, Oracle is the top vendor for blockchain enterprise according to third-party research, which means Oracle is becoming market leader in the industry. With QNT as their main interoperability supplier, doesn't get bigger than this. Hundreds of real-world clients. And we do see down here like above all of these major ones, which I think that we recently actually just talked about this. But yeah, I mean, like, it is something special. And this is like one of many partnerships, by the way, that we've discussed on this channel around Quant. By the way, I'm just saying we are overdue for a partnership announcement from Quant. And I would argue that within the next 2 to 3 months, we will see yet again another major announcement. Recently, we've been seeing a focus towards like, interoperability within NFTs and the metaverse, and then all the way to just of recent regulations. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I think that the next major one will be a UK giant. We have to wait and see though, but I'm being very patient here. Also, talking about things within NFTs and also the metaverse from Ripple, they did post this on Twitter, and it said, NFTs are reshaping many industries across the globe. Our latest insights blog examines how NFTs can contribute to a more sustainable future by bringing much greater trust and scalability into carbon markets. Now, they actually posted this on the 1st, and it really kind of talks to you guys about a few things that NFTs could disrupt. First off, we do see up here that they're talking about like carbon markets and how they could play a positive role in the fight against climate change, but also they do talk about the systemic challenges such as scarcity of high quality verifiable credits, low trust between buyers and sellers, and outdated infrastructure which contributes to inefficient supply bottlenecks plague carbon markets today. Addressing these issues now is critical to ensuring carbon markets fulfill their full potential, and they do kind of outline the state of the carbon markets currently. And down here, we do see blockchain companies have become especially active in the carbon markets to unlock greater value and create more transparent, traceable, and scalable approaches. For example, Ripple announced a $100 million investment earlier this year to help scale carbon markets by investing in carbon removal companies and climate-focused fintechs, financing a future supply of high-quality, long-term nature and science-based carbon removal, supporting carbon credit tokenization on the energy-efficient and scalable XRP Ledger blockchain, and then also grant-making to leading climate NGOs, ensuring blockchain innovation for carbon markets is impact focus. Sorry, and again, like this is focused on NFTs. I think that tokenization also could be extremely large in other areas too. It's not just carbon credits or carbon markets, if you will, but it is also a focus that this is going to be a big area of disruption for crypto. I would argue by like around like the 2030 timeframe, like this will be key. I think that going forward on in the future around crypto, this is probably one of the biggest focus points currently that I have been watching with like even Hedera as well around NFTs. But also, don't forget that when we actually look at NFTs, there's a lot more to this. We are looking at real estate. We're looking at, even, health, like your health records and stuff like that. Like everything will be fully disrupted by tokenization, even trade finance, which we do know Quant is positioned with XDC, which is the leader behind the trade finance area. But this did bring me to this tweet as well, because a lot of these, major companies around the space are focused on tokenization and NFTs around real world use case ability. And we do see from Quant themselves, like an email sent between Gmail and Outlook, an interoperable NFT could move from one big tech metaverse to another. Likewise, an interoperable stablecoin could be used for payments across platforms between disparate geographies. And we do see over here, this goes back to August 1st. We actually did a breakdown on this. They're talking about the metaverse and how it could benefit in regards to interoperability. The benefits of interoperability are massive, a quantum leap that mirrors the real world where people can move themselves, goods, and money freely between ecosystems without changing identity. And they do also talk about Web3. I think that when we really kind of look at this, this is not only transcending every single major corporation into the future around the retail-centered focus point, but also like Web 3.0 is going to be so much bigger than these corporations. I would argue that these corporations don't even matter at all. What we are talking more so about is digitizing things that are going to streamline every single day, workflows, specifically around a few things. For example, here's NFTs, and they are talking about the overall use case ability within health records. They could, protect and digitize financial instruments, provide controls to patients to manage their health records, and even convert intellectual property to monetize digital and non-tangible assets in new ways. Web3 is disrupting every single aspect. I mean, honestly, when you actually look at things happening right now, we are seeing a major push, but we are going to need to focus on interoperability, because if we don't, none of this will be successful. I say it all the time. I think that people actually, cease to realize how large of an aspect interoperability actually is. I think that it is probably one of the biggest focus points yet around this market. And a lot of people are just not, paying attention. Now, of course, yes, we do still have some time before a lot of these aspects are fully revolutionized, or I should say inceptionalized, not revolutionized. But we do see, like, it may be years before we see the metaverse, as ubiquitous as the internet. And for now, there is little financial incentive or international standards that compel large companies to create an open platform. However, in the interim, where we have many empires, we can utilize interoperable digital assets and payments to help individuals have a more portable and seamless experience. And yes, this has been the focus point. Like, we are seeing projections around the metaverse to be like $13 trillion by itself, which is very substantial. But just imagine how much bigger like this entire market is if the metaverse by itself is projected to be $13 trillion. Like, this is why I focus on a lot of these things. And also, I just wanted to share with you guys the Web3 area. So recently I seen this posted by Blockworks, and it was actually sharing the developer tech stack around Web3 from Coinbase. You do see like the app enablement, developer tools, infrastructure, and even protocols. Really kind of focused on everything from like the layer 1 aspect to layer 2 to, bridges and swaps, everything that you could ever think about in regards to crypto. And, it's something special. To me personally, like when we actually look at the Web3 area, there's a lot to this. But all I see when I look at things like this isn't how large this market is. I see the, spider web, if you will, that's connecting all of them. And at the center point, you have the Overledger network, the operating system of tomorrow. I seen somebody recently comment on my video, and they were saying, first it was, Quant Network's going to be this. Then it was Overledger Network. Now it's, this. I think that people are kind of confusing it. Quant is Overledger Network. Quant is the operating system. Quant isn't, a blockchain network, if you will. It is, first off, it is, agnostic. It does not need to, it's not determined by what Ethereum does. It's not determined by what Bitcoin does or what any of these other, tokens in the space does. It could easily transition to Hedera. It could easily transition to the XRP ledger. It does not need to be built out on Ethereum or even run on Ethereum. A lot of people have been arguing about like the gas fees as well. Remember, they already solved gas fees with QRC20 tokens. So to me personally, like when we actually look at Quant, like they are revolutionizing the underlying, infrastructure that they are built upon, but also they are blockchain agnostic. So they don't even care about being on Ethereum. It's not a big focus point at all. And also, like I said, being an operating system around crypto, like they are the operating system for crypto, and the future of crypto as well. And I think that that is substantial, because if you actually think about that, in their first stages of like Microsoft or even like, Apple as well, ultimately they, were just kind of a small company, and then all of a sudden they ballooned rapidly because of how much the operating system was adopted in and what was being built upon that operating system. Now again, yes, they are more so like a product base now, catering to like the retail sector, but ultimately these are operating systems that nearly everything runs upon. This is how I look at Quant with Overledger. I think that Overledger is going to connect everything. I think that, when we look at Overledger, it's the operating system of the Web3, infrastructure. And I think that this is huge because we've already seen balloon projections around Web3 to like $100 trillion plus. And that's substantial. And they're talking about that by about like 2030 to 2035. When we really kind of look at this market, when we look at like QNT at this current moment in time, it is extremely early in regards to the value proposition, but also even the utilization proposition. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, did definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. If you guys are on this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.